I'm very thankful for my bookish friends. They recommend a lot of great books to me. But now, the books are starting to kind of pile up a little bit. Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Wizardly Reads. And as always, guys, I am Andrew. And today, what we are doing is we are doing a top 10 list of books that have been recommended to me by my bookish friends that I haven't quite gotten around to reading yet. But before we get into that, please like this video and subscribe to the channel, as it does help the channel grow. It is always greatly appreciated. And you can check the description box down below for links to all of my social media links as well. And with that right out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right into this. I have got 10 books. I've got a couple repeats on creators and friends, but I'll have their channels linked in the description box down below. And you can consider this a shout out. You should totally be subscribing to these individuals because they are fantastic. Now, if you aren't subscribed to these individuals, I would be absolutely shocked. But this is kind of a dual recommendation. And this is coming from Mike from Mike's Book Reviews and Patrick from Patrick Leo. Two gorgeous and handsome individuals who recommend me quite a lot of books. And one that they both seem to like is The Last Kingdom by Bernard Cornwell. And I know that it's got like a Netflix adaptation. I mean, like, the sticker on the cover is not going to let me forget about it. But I really wish that thing would come off. But this is one that I've kind of had on my shelf now. I'm gonna go on for about a year. I think I moved from my last house, and this was still on my shelf. And it's one I've been meaning to get to, and I just quite haven't gotten around to it yet. But it's on the shelf. I really want to read it, and I do value my friends' recommendations. I need to find a way to kind of get it in there. That's the only one I could find for Mike and Patrick, because pretty much like their recommendations get read so fast by me that like I was like, oh, I could do The Last War for Mike, but I'm currently reading that one. Oh, I could do this one for Patrick, but I'm currently reading that one. So we're gonna go with The Last Kingdom by Bernard Cornwell. But yeah, Uhtred, son of Uhtred. Next up, we've got my friend Owen Edwards, and I bought this one. I do remember buying this one in my previous house, and this is kind of a bind up, so I haven't quite been feeling the call of it yet because I don't know, I'm a little scared of this series, and I've heard kind of mixed things about it, but Owen really, really liked it, and so when I watched his review, I instantly went out and bought it. This is Mathago Wood by Robert Holdstock, and I've actually got two collections. I've got the Volume 1 and Volume 2. I'm holding up Volume 2. I should have held up Volume 1. It means I've got them slotted on my shelf incorrectly. Whoops. But I do love these covers. So you can kind of see the matte and the shiny right there. It's very, very cool. I don't really know a whole lot about this one, but it is one that I want to check out. Literally, I just started watching his video review and he was like, I love this. And so I was like, well, all right. And so I just went and found something that I liked that was going to look good on my shelf, and I just purchased it. And then Thiago Abdala, author of A Touch of Light, bought these books for me when my son was born. And it's been about 2 years now, year and a half, and I still haven't quite gotten around to them yet. Like, Mark has already started writing The Book That Wouldn't Burn, which is another one I want to add to my collection, but I don't have it on my shelf yet. But this is Book of the Ice. This is the sequel series set in the same world as Book of the Ancestor. I really enjoyed Book of the Ancestor. I just haven't quite gotten around to this one yet, but hopefully here soon. I can read this one because I just love Mark's writing, and Thiago, it just raves about Mark Lawrence, loves him. And you didn't think I was going to do a recommendation video of books recommended by my friends and not include Nico from Nico's Book Reviews. We have got the Hanavar Chronicles. This is Howard Andrew Jones, Lord of a Shattered Land. Nico loved this. So did my buddy Hemvar. They absolutely loved this series, and frankly, like, the author lives in my state, and I've got, I think, 5 books from this author now that I haven't quite gotten around to reading yet. But I mean, Nico constantly tells me to just read it already, and I'm just like, I'm trying. I need to find a slot to just kind of fit it in, and I haven't quite gotten around to it yet. This is a sword and sorcery style one. It's supposed to be really fast paced, full of action, just nonstop awesome. So I'm very very much looking forward to reading that one. And now one I'm going to blame on my friend Tori from Tori Talks is The Umbral Storm by Alec Hust. I'm also going to blame my friend Palmer, Pickering author of Heliotrope. And they both kind of teamed up and made me really want to read this. Palmer sent it to me, and Tori really sparked my interest with it. This is Umbral Storm by Alec Huston. Tori recently interviewed the author, and I remember picking this one up and reading the first chapter, I believe, during SPFBO 8. And I've gotten out of the habit of saying SPFBO. I've been saying SPFBO. And I want to bring back the SPFBO. So we're going to say SPFBO 8. This was a SPFBO 8 finalist. And of the first chapter, I really enjoyed it. But at that time, I was just kind of going, ooh, squirrel. Ooh, what's that? Ooh, shiny. And so I was just jumping around to all these different books. And I never quite got around to finishing it. So we're going to talk about The Umbral Storm here. Then I've got a funny story with this. My buddy T from An Erudite Adventure, he sent me this the same week I picked it up used at a bookstore. And so I had 2 copies for a little bit. This is Dawn of Wonder by Jonathan Renshaw. And I know he did a buddy read for this one about a year ago. And it really kind of sparked my interest. But the sequel had been in a kind of limbo state. And I think that's finally getting some kind of movement here soon. So we might be getting a sequel to Dawn of Wonder, hopefully here soon. And I know the author has been dealing with some like health struggles, but T loves this one. He sent it to like 5 or 6 different people, just wanting to get us all to read it and show it some love. And that's why I'm showing it some love here. It's one I really, really want to read. Next up, we've got 2 from Jordan, or Jord from Middle of Nowhere. We've got The Legend of Eli Monpress, and we have got The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah, and this is by Rachel Aaron. Jordan sent me this one, and then I picked this one up after he told me I was going to love it. Now, if you don't know, Jordan and I are basically like 95% the same person. I think we've disagreed on 2 books. In total, I think we've disagreed. Like, usually the same stuff bothers us in books, and we're pretty much like eye to eye when it comes to what we enjoy and the ratings that we give books. So these 2 are on the list. This is kind of an Arabian Nights style, and this is more of a thief style. So I'm very much looking forward to reading these 2. I wish this one wasn't absolutely wrecked here in the bottom corner. I didn't notice it until I'd already gotten home from the bookstore when I purchased it, and it makes me sad. But yeah, those are those 2. And we've got 2 more. This one I'm going to blame on my friend Kay from Kay's Hidden Shelf. We've got The Actus Trials by D.T. Kane. This is kind of like a series where people don't quite understand how to read anymore. It's kind of been outlawed because people want to kind of restrict who can read the spell books and do magic. It's very much sparked my interest. I bought 4 books in this series, sight unseen, because Kayla was reading it. And frankly, I just want to know what it's all about. I want to dive in. I want to sink my teeth in, and I want to enjoy this one. And then finally, I've had this on my shelf for way too long. My former boss, Mitch, really loved this series. And that's Iron Prince, Warformed number 1, Stormweaver, Bryce O'Connor, and Luke Chimbalenko. It is beefy, and this is the main reason I haven't read it yet. I've heard it's really good. I think Patrick also liked this one. But yeah, I've been meaning to get to this. The sequel just dropped, like, I think within the last month or so. And so I need to get on it. I need to read it. And this is a progression fantasy, supposedly. Like, obviously, you can tell it's got some sci-fi elements to it. It's got some stadium elements to it. I just want to read it. I don't want to know what all the fuss is about. These are the books that my friends have recommended me. I need to read them. I want to read them. Hopefully, I get to read them in 2024. Fingers crossed. But that's all I've really got for you today, guys. So till next time, peace out. Stay magical. Bye. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons. Thank you for supporting my passion and my hobby.